Hello family! Single parenting has so many negative connotations, but the truth is that it isn't all bad. It's a wonderfully amazing and often intense position to parent from, with plenty of challenges, but more advantages. Not only are you able to imprint your own values and behavior on your children, but you don't have to consult another person before any decision you take. But there is no denying it is a tough role. So we put together this list of 15 things every single mum should know. And we hope that it will empower all our single parent families to understand and embrace this important role. Number 1. It is exhausting. We felt we should get some things out of the way right off the bat. We are going to wallow in 3 downers, and then we're putting Debbie Downer away and we're going to talk about the advantages. Being the only parent is tiring. It's not like you can pause your parenting duties while you catch up on some sleep or get your house organized. You are your children's go-to person all the time. For everything. You won't have anyone to help clean up spills or take baby's night feed for you while you sleep. And when you're sick, you will still be liable for all the parenting duties, come hell or high fever. Number 2. It's lonely. Not a lot of people choose the solo parent route. If you do, however, more power to you. But whether you chose it or not, there will be lonely moments. It's not only when your child can't be put down or doesn't want to listen that it hits home. It's also the happy moments. The first step or prize giving at school can be a combination of happy but lonely times. One of the hardest challenges for single parents can be facing the big issues alone. If your child has a health or behavioral problem, you won't have a partner as a sounding board or support during these tough times. Number 3. There might be judgment. People who don't know your family might prejudge you. They might feel that you don't live up to their standard of a family, or perhaps offer you sympathy that you don't want or need. No matter what you do as a parent, haters gonna hate. Don't take it personally. This is the 21st century. Their judgment of your family says more about them than it does about you. Just because you have a partner on paper, it doesn't mean you instantly have a happy home for your children. Being a dynamic parenting duo also doesn't guarantee that you will bring up perfect children. So let them judge. You have too much to worry about it as is. Their opinion should be the least of your worries. Number 4. Look after yourself first. This might sound completely and utterly contrary to how your time is split, but the most important person whose needs you need to look after are your own. Now, why do we say this? Well, simply put, you are useless if you aren't functional. And your kids need you to be a functioning human being. Pushing your needs aside as you tackle a relentless schedule and demands of work, children, and survival is going to lead to some kind of catastrophic burnout. If this happens, you won't be able to keep to any of your commitments, not kids or work. Number 5. Good childcare is golden. To allow for self-care and balance, it's important that you extend the village you have for your children's care. Don't be guilted into thinking that they need to be with you any time they aren't at school. And don't shoulder all the responsibility for filling their time. Allow your children and your village to help you with this. More on the children filling their own time later, but first, the village. We all know that it takes a village to raise a child, but are we really living it? Every single mom's village looks different. It could be your family, an aftercare facility, sports coaches, neighbors, friends, your child's friend's family, your church, or even paid help. You will need to sow time into building this village up and being clear on the values and behaviors that you expect and model for your children. Kids don't do well if they are caught in situations of ever-shifting rules and boundaries. Number 6. Kids can entertain themselves. The expectations of planned activities, play dates, outings, and quality time are getting out of hand. The truth is that kids don't really need that volume of stimulation that they are offered. They need to pick at their belly button, watch a bug amble across the ceiling of their bedroom, sit still in their chair in the doctor's waiting room, or unpack all of their marbles and order them from darkest to lightest. These are all fascinating and important parts of childhood development and play. If you haven't allowed your child this kind of space to be bored enough to blow a dust ball across the floor, then you're doing it wrong. You might have already driven your children to an insatiable activity over stimulus, so they aren't going to automatically just switch gears to navel-gazing philosophers, but you can start today by giving them 5 minutes of time before dinner to fill for themselves. and fight the urge to ramble off a list of suggestions. Leave them be. You might be surprised at just how much fun they have. Number 7. Paperwork is important. Your child needs you to be organized. Their future could depend on it. Now is the time for you to work on your paperwork and be sure you and your children's affairs are in order. It might seem gloomy to think about what will happen to your children if you pass on, but you will feel a great sense of peace once it is decided. Also, there will come a time when they will ask you that exact question, and they won't feel secure if you don't know. Even kids understand that everyone dies. Once you have that in order, be sure you have someone trusted write up and keep your paperwork for you. That includes details of any investments, emergency contacts, your will, healthcare plans, or insurances, so that, heaven forbid, anything happens to you, your children are immediately taken care of. Number 8. Your tribe is out there. One of the greatest sources of strength for a single mom, other than family, is a single mom's tribe. This doesn't have to be a group of other single moms themselves, but that could be nice. But what we mean is a space you can go to vent, get advice, or gain strength when it gets tough in the trenches. This doesn't have to be a group of women you drink wine and talk about essential oils with. It might be an online group about children with autism or women at your office. Whatever it is, be sure you have someone you can speak openly and decompress with when life is great, lonely, or just lather, rinse, repeat. Meh. 9. You don't have to love every minute of it. You aren't the devil if you sometimes dream of a life BC, aka before children, and fantasize of running away to an island with no more complications than cocktail choices. Here's a secret. It's not all rosy for any parent. Don't blame yourself because you're a single parent. Childcaring is full on. They don't stay clean, they don't do any task without shouting, "Mom!" at least 3 times, and they eat constantly. And when you don't have anyone else to share the load with, it's even rougher. Give yourself the space to just be downright dissatisfied with parenting sometimes and not enjoy it. Thankfully, your child will say something sweet or get out of the bath and smell amazing, and you will love it all over again soon. Number 10. You get to manage your own money. One of the advantages of being a single mom is that you get to manage the finances. No one else can waste it or veto what you spend your money on. So with this in mind, you can choose to manage it well. Plus, what you have is yours. And as a single lady, no one can take it away from you, like might have been the case in splitting assets in a divorce. There is no end to how much you can learn about managing your money and how you can improve your financial situation. If you need some skills, jump over to our sister channel ALUX for some great advice. Learning good money management is critical to securing your financial future, no matter who you are. But making good money moves is essential for a single mom, especially when there is often only one income you can rely on, your own. Number 11. You will feel guilty. There is always going to be something you don't get to. The laundry, walking the dog, monthly report deadlines, or a ballet recital, and the guilt begins. But remember, this isn't exclusive to single parents. There might be the guilt of not having a 2-family parent home, but the truth is that wouldn't necessarily guarantee a happy home environment for your child. So lose the guilt and work on the home that you do have, and try your best to make it a happy place for your children. Number 12. Keep your children's secrets. One special honor of a single mom is that when your children confide in you, you're usually the only one who knows the secret. If you spill the beans and your child finds out, you might have broken their trust for good. Don't underestimate the value of keeping promises of privacy to your children and keeping their trust. Number 13. Dating with children isn't as bad as you think. The biggest lie you can tell yourself is that no one will ever want to date a single mom. There are plenty of people completely unconcerned with adding children to their life. They are delighted by the thought of a larger family life at home. Others might also not be rushed to jump into a live-in arrangement and have a need to play happy families right away, and are keen to take their time and see how it all fits together as you go. There is no single formula to the modern happy family. Blended, nuclear, big ones, small ones, they are all acceptable and can nurture happy children. There is no need to look 100 steps down the line when you accept a coffee date or browse a dating app. You can also just go and enjoy a meal with another adult and have a fun night out. If it's meant to work out, you will work it out. After all, you're a single mom You can make anything work. Number 14. Don't paint all single parents with the same brush. Just because you might have it together and your kids are thriving doesn't mean all single moms will have the same experience. And just because you're on a good streak now doesn't mean it will last forever. So be kind to yourself and to other single moms. Don't judge them because they aren't coping as well as you, and don't compare your challenges to their seemingly lack of challenges. Reach out and give support to other moms. You never know what is going on in their life. Number 15. Kids are resilient. No matter how much you mess up, kids generally turn out okay. Just think of how many mistakes your parents made, and you survived, didn't you? Push through, and so will they. Give them the security that you are on a journey of self-improvement. That although you don't always get things right, you acknowledge your mistakes, apologize, and try better next time. This won't only teach your children to follow in your footsteps, it will ground them in a beautiful, nurturing space, and they'll grow into well-adjusted humans, knowing that no one is perfect, and that's okay. What great advice do you have for single parents? We love hearing from you. And here's your bonus. Thanks for sticking with us. Remember, you don't have to compensate. Don't compensate by guilt buying your kids stuff or signing them up for every activity under the sun. This does not ground your child in reality and might give them an unhealthy idea of how to problem solve. Life has disappointments. People break up. They leave our lives for a season or permanently. This doesn't mean when grandma dies we feel better because we get a new Xbox. That doesn't allow your child to process the very real and normal experience of grief. Just because you work late doesn't mean your kids need their favorite takeout, and because you missed their sports game for something out of your control, it doesn't mean you have to take them to Disneyland on the weekend. In real life, disappointment isn't followed by a grand gesture that distracts us and makes everything suddenly okay. And this is an important lesson you need to teach your children. Thanks for watching, family. We value your likes, and remember to subscribe for more videos.